So for my group breakout room suggestion or idea is to do a few examples, for example, of this right here, the distributive property solving equations. We would have done a couple of these together in class and then shown this slide and explained that they were going to be going into breakout rooms in groups of 4. The first person in the room would be student number 1, the second person in the room would be student number 2, and put their names in these slots up here, either type it or write it in, and then have them solve this problem. If they're not sure, they can look to the other ones who know how to do it. Showing their work would be a great suggestion. Putting a timer on it and then having everybody come back to the main room and using some examples for everybody to look at, showing how the problems were solved. As these problems get more complicated, there's several different ways you can solve them, and so giving those different examples would be ideal. Another suggestion would be to do something like this, where they're given the answer and they have to explain, either type out why the answer is x equals 4, or they could just solve the problem. And again, something like this problem, there are several ways to start the problem out correctly. They can minus 10x from both sides. They can add 3x to both sides. Are two examples. There are also 2 other ways, and we can show all those different ways when they are put back into the main room. Again, the first student in the room would be student number 1, student number 2 would be the second one, and so on. Another example for the individual breakout room is to do something that would look like this. Have them have a place to put their name and then explain in this equation why there's no answer to the problem. So they could either write out the sentence that says the x's disappear or the x turns into 0, or they could show how the variable disappears because you end up subtracting x from both sides, or adding 7x to a negative 7x. In either case, the x's go away and then you have constants that are not equal to each other. If they say any part of this, then they would get the credit for it and have an idea of what the concept is, or be able to explain what the concept is. So there you go, 3 breakout room activities, 2 for group and 1 for an individual.